Second part. I check if it's straight, the deck, the block, it's perfect straight. I'm checking with a 200mm. Alright? There's no problem at all with the surface of the deck. Alright? Then, dial bore cage, calibrated to 82.5. It's perfect, fine, there is no problem at all. There is 5000mm plus minus. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna give you an example. Alright, number 2 cylinder. You see here that it's greater by 4000mm, greater, 4 to 5000. Yeah, and here, like that, you see it's almost 0, and it's acceptable. Well, let's see the number 4. Spot on, 0. Little bit greater. No, here at this point it's a little bit tighter. Where am I? There. Okay, so it's perfect, fine. The cylinders don't have any problem. Keep in mind, this even 100mm plus minus acceptable. Why? Because it's missing the cylinder head. It's not being torqued down the cylinder head, and it's missing also the crankshaft bearing caps down here. Okay, you see that's missing all of them. Yeah, so it's acceptable to see. In this case, I see 5000mm. All right, plus minus. That it's perfect, fine. Alright, this has to stay at this point, at this position. Now, let me grab the crank. I'm gonna prepare the lathe, getting it out. I have checked number 1, number 2, number 3. It's perfect, straight, round, true. Sometimes if I lift it up, you can see here, well, that's playing. When I turn it, it's nice. It's already preloaded. Alright, let's continue. I need to read also the reading wheel here. Some very good news, nobody hit the reading wheel. You can see that from the run out. Has something like 300mm plus minus. You don't even have to touch it actually, and you can see when it spins. 1 second, let me get away that. When it spins, you can see it spins nice and true. You don't see it wobbling the reading plate. No, not at all. Even by eye, you don't see nothing. I'm gonna put it now this way. 1 second. I need both hands. I have to release it again. And the same thing you see here. I already put some oil, like what I'm putting on the journals. It's not running dry. There is no problem at all. It's within 300mm. I have seen that's running with a 0.5mm run out. 300mm plus minus, it's perfect. That means nobody hit the reading wheel. That's a good news. If this crankshaft was also polished, yeah, I'm gonna be very happy, because I don't even have to send it anywhere. By the way, we are talking about the same crank what we saw earlier. 1 second, let's see the color bearings. It's here, right? So I'm talking about the same crank. Nice. Then, what else? What else? Forget about that. Let me clean it a little bit from the oil, and then I'm gonna take it inside of the engine room. It's running through, it's nice, we're looking good. After checking that's running through, measuring the journals for the connecting rods and for the main, they are all the same. You know, I'm within 3000mm plus minus, and I'm okay with that. With the tools, with my hand at 25 degrees, where am I here? That's what I'm getting. I write down the number just in case if we send it for polishing. If they say to me, yes, send it for polishing, for the new bearings, then we're gonna have a reference, before and after polishing. So the oil is still on, I didn't remove the oil, keeping it wrapped as it is, until it comes the time. Let's move on now. I wanna check the piston and connecting rods. Yeah, that's the second one. Now, pistons, wrist pin, piston rings, C-safe. Alright. What can I say for the pistons? Between 301.9 to 302.2 grams. It's 0.3 grams the difference. Average 0.15 plus minus, it's fine. All the wrist pins 119.2 grams, sorry, 19.2 grams. All the safe here, it's 1 gram, all of them, each one of them it's 1 gram. And the piston rings, before I match it with the cylinders, it's 19.6 to 19.7 grams. One or two it's 19.6 and the other two it's 19.7. Alright? Connector bearings, I haven't checked it yet. Then, dimensions. I'm gonna tell you this. This piston, it will gonna rattle until you warm up. And that's what I believe. I hope to be wrong. I hope to be wrong, but with the clearance what I saw, I guess that until it warms up, we might get away with that. Why? Because here in this country there is no the real cold start. When you start your engine, it has 20 degrees ambient temperature. In the summer it has 50. Alright? So it might. I'm not 100% sure. Alright? That's what I have to say. From what I saw, the clearance between the piston to cylinder wall. Alright? Until it warms up and expand, it might produce a little bit of sound. Alright? With question mark, this one. All the rest, including the pistons, it doesn't matter where we're gonna place it, because it's very minor. It doesn't have, let us say, 2 grams difference. It's the same thing where we're gonna place it. The number 1, 2, 3, 4 is not corresponding on the cylinders, okay, but just to trace it. If there is any big difference, to see which one has a big difference. In this case, it doesn't matter. Same thing also with the pistons. I'm writing a number on it that I'm removing it. So, same thing for the wrist pin. Classic. Now what? Now let's continue with the connecting rods. It's pointless to try to match the weight, because the weight it's already been matched. That's amazing. 2023, you're gonna tell me it's not like before, that you have to scratch your head and make a balancing, let us say, to be all of them the same. Time for the connecting rods. And there is another one thing that I have, but to show you this, I have to use my phone, because I have an application. Back in the days, I had a compass. I had a literally compass. What I was doing with the compass. A magnetic compass, normal, and you just place it next to the part to see if it's been magnetized. Or let us say, sometimes what I'm doing all the time this. You have one connecting rod, you have the connecting rod bearing. So you just place it on the connecting rod to see if it's stuck on it. If it's stuck on it, that means magnetized. In any case, I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna borrow, let us say, one phone from another guy outside, and I'm gonna make one clip from there to show you the difference, what I'm talking about. Yeah. Because nowadays there is also application for that. For the magnetic field. Alright, moving on. It makes sense to make the piston ring gap. Yep. Like I'm saying all the time, pay attention on the papers that are coming with the parts. Okay? To be sure, don't make any mistake, don't have any problem, don't have any headache, to read everything. Later on, we're gonna make also the piston ring gap. Yeah. Let me take care of these things now, because now it's the time for the connecting rods. The connecting rods, I haven't opened it yet. It's still in a nylon bag. Alright? Never been opened. I'm gonna open it with the phone rolling, with the camera. Keep it here for now. Let me take care of a couple of things here. Pistons back in place. Alright. That's the installation specification sheet. Alright. keeping it back here. I have one piston here out. This is, I don't even remember, maybe it's from Daza. I don't remember from which. It's a Volkswagen Audi. Yeah, okay. I keep this out to square the piston rings, to make the gap, but not now. Keep it here. Filler cage here, piston rings. Alright. Closing it, placing it again on the table, and connecting rods. Yep.
Go.
Alright. Connecting rods. Now Mr. Derek is helping me. He's getting a video from his phone. Come close. Just to see that it's never open. That's close. And I'm gonna show you now why I asked you to come here. Come here on my phone. On my phone, keep recording. Yeah, do not stop. Yeah. There is this application. Where am I? Okay, this for the magnetic field. If I put it, come here close. If I place it on the table has 22 micro Tesla on this position. Alright, you can do the same thing with a compass, with magnetic compass. Now, I have this connecting rod here. If I put the phone on the connecting rod, it's better there. The highest value, call a bit back. It's something like 30 micro Tesla. Up to, I think up to 80, 90, you don't feel the magnetic field. It's not sticking anything on it, alright? I'm just holding this from back to don't rub the connecting rod. That's why I had my finger back here, alright? So, that's what you see here. Come close. This is a used connecting rod, alright? Come here, on these connecting rods. Nothing. Zero. That means, because if you machine the connecting rod, when you machine the connecting rod, after that you have to demagnetize the connecting rod. It's beautiful. I have a reason why I'm showing that. Because I received before some connecting rods that it was not connecting rods, it was a magnet, and I returned back. And I don't want to say which connecting rods was that. Alright, you see that all the connecting rods been demagnetized. And I was expecting that, to be honest. I was not expecting something less than this. If you put now this, come with me, continue recording, come here, just to see the difference. You can see the number?
Yeah.
Alright, come close to it. If I put on the crank position sensor, see what's gonna happen. You see that?
Yeah, it's increasing.
It's increasing because detecting the magnetic field of the sensor.
Okay.
You see? Or if I get the bolt, this come more up, the drain plug has a magnet here. Alright? So if I place it back,
yeah.
You see what's happening?
Oh, it's full.
Yeah. So this is detecting the magnetic field.
Okay,
if I put on the crank, example, you don't want to be magnetized any of the parts. Alright?
Yeah.
Why I'm making the video now? Because I received some connectors before that was unacceptable to be magnetized. And I cannot say which connectors it was that. Okay? One quick way, come here, forget about that. One quick way to see is by getting the connector bearing, and placing it here. If you place it here and stick,
yep,
that means magnetized. If you get a magnetic compass and you're coming near to it and start moving the needle and make steady at this point,
yeah,
that means being magnetized. Okay. Just have to show this. For me it's important, for some other guys it's not important. To me it is important. These connectors, they're not magnets, and that's how it's supposed to be. Alright, that's it. Thank you. Okay, now I think that I'm making myself clear regarding the magnetization of the connecting rods or the internal parts of the engine. Alright, then here it says all bolts should be torqued to 75 to 85 foot-pounds, verified within 0.0067 of an inch to 0.0071 of an inch stretch. It's referring here I'm at 0, so if you want to go, let us say, that means the needle is going to be somewhere here, this 0.007, this 7,000 of an inch here. Okay, so that's nice, beautiful. Obviously I have the tool, years now, it's not something new. Nice seat, installation instructions. Then let me show you my expensive scale here. It's not, I'm using this scale because I get so many measurements with a specific scale and it's repeatable, and that's why I'm not replacing it. Alright, I hope they're gonna last another 10 years like that. Let's get the connecting rod 44. Alright, placing it here, up, all together, 618.2. Here it says 619. It's fine because these gentlemen from this company, they have 1,000 times more expensive scale than me, definitely. So here on this altitude, on this temperature, on this humidity, with this scale, on this table, I'm getting 618.2 versus 619. That's perfect acceptable. If I remove it, and if I place it by again, you're gonna see again the same number. 618.2. Doesn't matter how many times I'm gonna repeat that, it's gonna be always the same. Then, this is the 44. Let's go for the 88. 88. We have 617.9 and here is 619. I can live with that, with 1 gram, half gram plus minus, if you like. 617.9, if I place it by again, you're gonna get exactly the same number. Okay, 0.1 gram less. 617.8.9, fine. So this is the 48, the 48 is 617, 616.3, 616.2, 616.2. Okay, beautiful, excellent, amazing. And this is the 114, the last one, 617.2, 617.1, 670.1. Has to do also with air condition because air condition is flowing here. And see the difference? If you blow on it, you're gonna start changing. So it's supposed to be 618. I have 617.1, 0.19 grams, 0.45 plus minus. Amazing, excellent, beautiful. Then the bolts are 625 plus. Not bad, not bad at all. Another test that I'm running before I measure, before I get the measurement for the this rotating mass, this is the big end and this is the small end. Okay, I'm not mixing up the bolts, I'm keeping it as it comes. All right, I'm just taking it and then see if I can move any bolt, let us say if there is any small difference. Sometimes on the ARP bolts there is 0.2, 0.3 grams, small amount, yes, but keep in mind that as it is right now, like the pistons that I showed you before, the piston rings, the wrist pin, the safe, everything, what you have? Rotating mass, 429, 428, 428, 428. So for 1 gram, there's no big deal. The small end, it's 190, 191, 189, it's within a gram. Here it's half gram plus minus, and here it's 1 gram plus minus. That you don't, obviously I'm not gonna touch the connecting rods. I'm not gonna grind it, I'm not gonna remove material, alright? I might play with the bolts only. Then, another one thing that I'm doing, and I have to clean now this one, I'm putting it here up. Before I had a different tool, custom tool, now I have this tool. What I'm doing with this tool, I'm just comparing the height of the connecting rod to each other. I'm not getting the actual height, I'm just checking the difference between this connecting rod to this connecting rod to this and to this. If it's the same height, and the same thing I'm doing for the pistons. This is, forget about the piston, this is the specific one, alright? You're placing here, I'm putting the extension here, you're placing it right here, and then you check the compression height to each other, to each piston. Fine, this is a cast iron piece that I sent for resurfacing to be nice and true, and this is a ball bearing. It's a little bit expensive, this stupid bearing, and I have one smaller than this. This is 22 millimeters. Exactly how much it is the wrist pin. I need to put some lubrication, and this entering here inside. Alright, like that. Not inserted, not inserted. A little bit of lubrication put in. You'll get see in a while what I mean about that. Yes, let me separate it, keeping the cap with the bolts separate, and I need only the upper of the connecting rods. Separating the cap of the connecting rod, okay, at the big end. Here I have the number 114. What I have done, I have put it here. I have zeroed it out. I have shown you this in the past. It's not the first time, alright? And if I move it now left, it's gonna increase. If I move it right, it's gonna increase again, because that's the shorter position between the needle and the bearing here. Okay, I zero it out there. So if I go, like I said, if I go on the right, it comes up. This is 9,000 millimeter. It's in millimeter. Okay, if I go left, it goes up again. If I try to find the zero again, that's a zero. There is a zero. Okay, now if I remove it, I have to use a stand, right? Yeah, have to use a stand. Doesn't make any sense to it, because I need both hands. Give me a second. Alright, I think that there you're fine, right? Okay, so zero out. I'm taking it out again from this position. This is the 114. Alright, I'm placing it again in the same position. I'm trying to find the zero again. Left, right, boom, zero. Okay, the number pointing this way. I'm repeatable. Even if I do that 10 times, again I'm gonna find the zero. Alright, removing it. Keep in mind that this is symmetrical connecting rod. It does have an offset. Okay, I'm placing now the number this way. And we are not looking for the 1000 millimeter. I'm looking the 100 millimeter. Fine. Now, the number, it's that way, pull it down, trying to find the zero again. Beautiful. Zero again. Keep in mind that there is an offset on the bearing and on the needle. It's not exactly in the center, it's a little bit lower than the center. If, let us say, here it comes the connection bearing, the upper one, it's not exactly in the center, it's a little bit more low. Okay, so that's my reference, that's my 0 point. Removing the connecting rod 114. Okay, I will gonna place it here to be able to see it. I'm getting the connecting rod 48, putting the number this way first. Number here, this way. Trying to find the 0 point. what do we have here? This connecting rod, the number 48, from this side, from here till there, it's shorter by 300 millimeter than this connecting rod. It's okay, it's acceptable, don't come crazy with that, it's fine. Alright, now if I flip it, we're gonna have again 300 millimeter. Alright, once again. $2,000 millimeter from one side to the other. Now the number is pointing this way. Alright, now let's put again this connecting rod to find the 0 point on this. Why I'm saying that? Somebody will gonna say that, you know what, you push it, that's the 114, okay, you push it and that's why you have the 300 millimeter as an example. Okay, let's get again to find the 0 point. That's the 0 point. Well, this is the 114 and the number is pointing this way. So if I go left, it's gonna increase because of the radius, clearly. So if I go left, 8,000 millimeter. If I go right, it goes again up. That's my 0 point. So you see that I didn't bend anything. This is steady, didn't touch anything. Let's move on with the next connecting rod. Next connecting rod, it will gonna be the 88. Alright, keeping it here. That's the 88. Okay, let's find the 0 point or the shortest point. $3,000 millimeter shorter than the 114. This is amazing, this is beautiful, that's what you wanna see. The number was facing to me, now it's gonna face away from me. The shortest it was 3,000 millimeter. All right, let's do that again. $4,000. Okay, there is 1,000 millimeter from this side to this side. Not a big deal, nothing. Yep, perfect, excellent. Okay, the 48, I said it's 300 millimeter. It can be better. Okay, it can be like between how it was the 114, that this I make it 0, and the 1 second to see which one is that. This is the 88. This was amazing, these two. All right, leave this here. Let's put this back again. Let's put the 114 to see that's 0. Also for me. Like I said, this is a homemade, custom-made tool by me. It's not something crazy, and the tool, the indicator here, it's not the best in the world. And you see, now I have 1,000 of millimeter shorter, but I zero it out on that. So I already have it run out by 1,000 millimeter. Yes. Okay. This is the 114. Now, 044, this one. the 44th number this way. Yeah. Before I had an indicator that was measuring in 100, not in 1,000 of a millimeter. Now this one, at this position, it's 0.034, a little bit more than 300 millimeter shorter than this. It's identical to the, which one it was, the 88, I don't remember. Watch the video. We'll go back and you're gonna see which number. Okay? A little bit more than 300 millimeter. We're gonna change this. On this one, the piston, on this connecting rod, it's gonna be 300 millimeter more down. You can check also the compression height of each piston with the same thing, with the same way, alright? And then you can match it to don't be, let us say, one piston here, one here. Okay? It's a small the difference, it's extremely small the difference, alright? For performance, it might make the difference, because when you increase the compression ratio, then, okay, 0.034, the number was pointing at me, now it's pointing away from me. Okay, down. .032. There is 2,000 millimeter from one side to the other. Again, you can blame the holder, you can blame the tool, you can blame my hand. There is no problem. For me, it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna watch also the video. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do with that. After checking also the pistons. Let's put again the 114 facing on me. Okay, and let's try to find again the 0 point. I saw 2000 minus 1000. Yeah, again. Okay. Maybe because I warm it up, maybe because I'm touching on it, I'm touching the connect rods. But no, again, it came shorter, it became longer. Stupid tassels, yeah, right? Let's flip it again. This is, once again, this is the 114, alright? Facing that way. -2. Yeah. So you see why I'm saying it matters the 100 of millimeter, not the 1,000 of millimeter. Now I zero it out before, and I have 2,000 of millimeter here. Because I'm taking it out, I'm manipulating this with a bracket steady. But again, it's different the 2,000, different the 300. Alright. I hope that I make myself clear. I've seen much worse than this. These are okay. There's no problem. I didn't destroy, let me show you the 114, because this is the one that I inserted much more times inside. There is no anywhere, right? I didn't destroy the small end, the bush or something. It looks beautiful. Understood? Okay. So, I will gonna stop the other video. It's too much. Alright. I'm happy with what I saw. I'm super happy. There's no problem at all. I'm gonna continue with the pistoning gap. Okay. I need to get the weight also for the correction of bearings here. And moving on. The piston, like I said, I have it over there. I haven't prepared the block yet. Keep in mind, like I said before, on the first part, I don't know if they want to change the crankshaft main bearings, because the crankshaft main bearings was in place. So this is, for me, if you're asking me, you're changing it. The crankshaft, if you're asking me, you're sending for polishing. The bolts, you're putting new one. The O-rings and seals, put a new one to don't have any headache. But that's me. That's me, and it's not my call, and they didn't inform me from the office. They only give me the parts for this engine, all right? I'm cleaning it, I'm preparing it. It's not a final, clearly, and that's what I have to deal with. Happy with the pistons, happy with the connecting rods. The pistons, I'm gonna check it again here. Because of this 300 millimeter, I might find, let us say, two pistons to be, if let us say two pistons are higher than by 300 millimeter, or shorter, what I mean. Example, these two connecting rods, I'm going to give you an example, alright? As an example, these two connecting rods, they're shorter by 300 millimeter than these connecting rods, alright? If I have two pistons that they have 300 millimeter shorter compression height, I can use it on this, because it's longer. So it's gonna be the same like these two. Or if I have 300 millimeter longer compression height, I can use it on this. And then you're gonna make it, it's gonna be nice and beautiful, right? That's my point. So that's it, thank you very much. Today, Friday, have a nice weekend. For those who's not working on Saturdays, lucky guys. That's it, over and out. Let me continue. I think that I covered you, that I show you all the parts. Rusty is there outside waiting for me with a pen. You're gonna make my bolts like a planet once again. You see, bolts like this. Thank you very much.